Life can be challenging. We've all faced moments where we ask, why me? But what if there's a way to find meaning even in the darkest times? Today, we're exploring Viktor Frankl's life-changing approach to finding purpose amid suffering. This is Viktor Frankl, an Austrian psychiatrist, Holocaust survivor, and the author of Man's Search for Meaning. His philosophy has inspired millions. Let's dive in. Viktor Frankl was born in Vienna in 1905. From a young age, he was curious about the human mind and why people behave the way they do. He eventually became a psychiatrist, focusing on depression and suicide prevention. But in 1942, his life changed forever. Frankl and his family were sent to Nazi concentration camps. Over the next 3 years, he faced starvation, illness, and the daily threat of death. Tragically, he lost his parents, his brother, and his wife, Tilly. In the camps, Frankl observed a heartbreaking pattern. Prisoners who lost their sense of purpose often gave up on life. But he also noticed something incredible. Those who held on to hope and meaning, even in the smallest ways, had a better chance of surviving. Frankl was inspired by this idea from the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. It became the foundation of his philosophy. Frankl's experience shaped his belief that meaning can be found in all circumstances, even suffering. He argued that we always have the freedom to choose how we respond to life's challenges. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Frankl taught that while we can't control everything, we can control our mindset. This is where meaning begins. After the war, Frankl turned his ideas into a new form of therapy called logotherapy. The word logos means meaning in Greek, and the goal of logotherapy is simple: to help people find meaning in their lives. Let's break down the 3 core principles of logotherapy. 1. Freedom of will. At its heart, logotherapy asserts that humans have the freedom to choose their response to life's circumstances, even in situations of extreme suffering. This principle emphasizes that while we may not control external events, we can control how we perceive and respond to them. Viktor Frankl himself experienced the horrors of Nazi concentration camps, where he observed that even in the direst conditions, individuals retained a choice: to succumb to despair or to rise above their suffering by finding purpose. This freedom is not unlimited or about removing constraints, but it highlights the space between stimulus and response, where human dignity resides. It is this space that logotherapy helps people to explore and use constructively. 2. Will to meaning. Unlike Freud's will to pleasure or Adler's will to power, Frankl believed the fundamental human drive is the will to meaning. This means that life's greatest pursuit is not the absence of discomfort or the accumulation of success, but the discovery of personal significance in one's existence. Meaning is subjective and differs from person to person, moment to moment. It isn't a universal truth, but an individual quest that evolves with life's changing circumstances. When people experience an existential vacuum, a feeling of emptiness or lack of purpose, it can lead to apathy, depression, or a sense of futility. Logotherapy addresses this vacuum by helping individuals rediscover or redefine their meaning. 3. Meaning in life. Frankl emphasized that meaning exists in all circumstances, even in suffering. Life never ceases to have meaning, and it is the individual's responsibility to uncover it. This principle affirms that no matter how bleak a situation appears, there is always a potential for meaning. 3 avenues to meaning. Creative values. Meaning is found in what we contribute to the world, such as creating art, pursuing a profession, or engaging in meaningful work. Experiential values. Meaning is derived from what we take in through experiences such as love, relationships, or encounters with beauty in nature or art. Attitudinal values. When one cannot change their circumstances, the attitude they adopt becomes a source of meaning. For example, enduring suffering with dignity can transform pain into a meaningful experience. Frankl believed that many psychological and existential crises stem from a lack of meaning. Logotherapy is particularly effective for addressing existential anxiety, depression, or feelings of purposelessness. By helping people recognize their freedom of will and their ability to find meaning, logotherapy empowers individuals to live authentically and purposefully. Instead of trying to eliminate suffering entirely, logotherapy teaches that suffering can be endured and even transcended by uncovering a deeper purpose. Frankl's own survival in concentration camps exemplifies his principles. Amid starvation, forced labor, and loss, he found meaning in imagining lectures he would give about his experiences and in his belief that suffering could have a purpose if approached with the right attitude. By emphasizing the power of meaning, logotherapy helps individuals navigate life's challenges, rediscover hope, and live with purpose. So, how can we apply Frankl's lessons to our own lives? Here are 3 steps to start finding meaning. Step 1. Reflect on what matters most. Ask yourself, what truly matters to me? Is it your family, your work, or a goal you want to achieve? Understanding your values is the first step toward purpose. Step 2. Take responsibility for your actions. Frankl believed meaning isn't about what life gives us, but what we give to life. Taking responsibility and contributing to something greater than yourself brings purpose. Step 3. Embrace growth in tough times. When facing challenges, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Growth often comes through hardship. Frankl's philosophy has transformed lives. Here are a few examples of meaning in action. A single mother finds meaning in providing for her child. Her love gives her the strength to keep going. A cancer survivor creates a support group to inspire others. Their pain becomes a source of hope. Frankl's message is simple but powerful. Meaning isn't something we find, it's something we create. By choosing hope, love, and growth, we can transform even the hardest experiences into something beautiful. Everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude. Remember, no matter how hard life gets, you have the power to choose your attitude and create your own meaning. Viktor Frankl's teachings remind us that life is worth living, even in difficult times. So, ask yourself, what's my meaning? How can I grow? You might find the strength to overcome anything. If you found this video helpful, like, share, and subscribe. Together, let's spread Viktor Frankl's message of resilience and hope.